Hello friends, I'm Chris and welcome to another video. Last week, the Apple Watch Series 7 was unveiled at Apple's California Streaming online presentation, and there's a lot of questions left in my mind after that. In this video, I'll share with you 7 things Apple didn't tell you about the Series 7 in that event and some answers I got from digging through their site and other tech sources. Let's get into it. The biggest question I have about the Series 7 was, what processor does it pack? As expected, they're calling it the S7, but the main thing they didn't tell you about this chip is that it's basically last year's S6. Even its model numbers are the same, just rebranded for marketing purposes. And speaking of that new S7 chip, they also didn't talk about any speed and performance improvements. Given that it's apparently the same as last year's, there really isn't anything to tell. But it's a bummer since they've always increased the watch's performance every year since the first generation, and a slight improvement will always be welcomed. As a consequence of that same chip, battery improvements was also not mentioned. With a larger screen in tow, it's logical to think that it will consume more power, but Apple says it still has all-day battery life. Unfortunately, they don't officially disclose how much juice are installed on the watch, so I'll just assume that it's a little larger than before. Or watchOS 8 brings more energy efficiency for them to keep those claims. Included with this generation of Apple Watch is a new USB-C to MagSafe charger, and that it'll now charge 33% faster. What they didn't tell you is to achieve those numbers, you'll need to use a faster 20-watt charger sold separately. Any lower than that, and you won't be able to take advantage of the fast charging feature. Carrying over the Series 6 blood O2 monitor and Series 4's ECG, there is no new health sensor added on this year's model. I know they don't need to tell you that, but if your main reason to upgrade is to have a new health sensor, you'll be glad that you'll save money this year. Looking at this trend, it seems that they're only adding sensors on their watches every other year. The Series 7 now has more durable glass, which is more scratch and crack resistant, but what they didn't tell you is that by making it thicker, the distance between the actual screen and top of the glass will also increase, causing more parallax. I think it's also how they will be able to make that optical illusion of the screen wrapping around the edges of the watch. Hopefully, it will not make the screen look inferior, as they themselves have always been trying to reduce the screen gaps from all of their devices for better viewing. Later this fall is the only thing they said about the Series 7's release date. It could be October or November. Unfortunately, no one aside from Apple have the answer, and we'll just have to wait for their announcement. One thing I'm sure of is that we'll officially be getting these devices a lot later here in the Philippines. So, those are the 7 things I found that Apple didn't tell us about during their presentation. The new S7 chip with older performance, some battery improvements, fast charging, lack of new health sensors, thicker glass which means more screen gap, and the exact release date. What do you think of the Series 7? Are you planning to upgrade? Let me know in the comments below. Hope you learned some new details about this upcoming device to help you make a better decision if you're planning to upgrade. If you did, please give this video a like for it to be recommended to more people and spread the knowledge. Also, I'll appreciate it a lot if you'll consider subscribing, as I have more videos lined up for you. Thank you so much for your time watching, and hope to see you in the next one. Ingat!